Hello, folks. This is Jem Fremson here. Fremson Podcast. Today is Sunday. I'm here with Mr. Larry. He is an AI specialist, right?
Correct.
So he's here to, let us know the most important aspect of AI, how small businesses can use it as far as individuals, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So I'm here to talk to him a little bit about what is going on with this artificial intelligence out there. A lot of people have been talking about it. We minorities, I don't know if we are making good use of it or not, right? So I just, I want to ask you some few questions
Sure.
just for you to
Absolutely.
explain it to us. So, can you introduce yourself to the
Yeah.
audience?
Yeah. No problem. So, hey, how's everybody doing?
Mhm.
I'm really excited to be here. To be frank, we've been trying to put together this get together of your podcast, and just one thing coming up and one another. But anyway, my from Nigeria. My name is Larry. I've been in the States since 1991. I schooled in Nigeria. I came here. I did all my high school in Nigeria, then came down here to finish up my college and been here since in Minnesota since then. I went to Mankato State University, got a degree in biology, and that was my focus. My focus was to be in healthcare. Along the way, I ended up working in the laboratory. I was a bench worker. It's a very specialized field, histology, which I really enjoyed a lot. But over time, I just saw that, and this was back in the early 2000s, everything is manual if I'm looking back at it today. But from bench work, I went into supervisor position. Then from supervisor position, I went into project management and into Scrum slash Agile coach. But everything still stayed in healthcare. And just a year ago, while I was working under contract at one of the health organizations here, I got laid off. And while I got laid off, you get back, you're trying to get back and try to get back into the workforce, trying to look for work. And it was difficult because at that time there was a shift going on in health and in the whole project management and agile transformation. There was a big change going on. And there was a lot of companies that was resisting agile because they couldn't wrap their hands around the framework. And that's how I came into AI. AI was on the rise. And everybody is talking about AI. I've used ChatGPT, but it was just, you write a sentence, hey, what does this mean? Could you rephrase it for me? And as I continue to use ChatGPT to improve my vocabularies, I saw the power of it. And that's how I started looking for a program. And so, just about this year, January, I went full in. I was still looking for work. I still wanted a permanent position. But as I saw that the people I was talking to, every single people that I came into, they were really excited about, AI. And I'm not a technical person, but using my skills as a project manager, agile transformation, it goes hand in hand with change management. And using change management, those skills, we bring in AI because AI is the tool. AI is not gonna, it's not going to solve all our problems. But using AI to be able to look at the whole system, look at the whole holistic system of what you want to do. That put a little bit of encouraging in me, like, you know what, I can do this on a solopreneurship, you know, and that was my goal.
Oh wow, that is really so. That is really impressive background though. And I have a question for you about AI. AI. What is AI? What does it mean? Is it because if somebody is watching this somewhere, probably want to find out what is it? What does it mean? AI. Is that does it mean anything? Is it something that you'll let somebody know? What is it? Yeah.
Yeah, so artificial intelligence.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean,
Artificial. Okay.
artificial intelligence, it seems like something from a sci-fi movie,
Mm-hmm.
which which is very interesting because for a very long time when I hear artificial intelligence, I'm thinking of, I'm not sure how much people like sci-fi movie, but I was a big fan of it.
Mm-hmm.
So extraterrestrial, there's a movie called E.T. back in the 1980s, and they always use that word artificial intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
So now fast forward, the last 5 years, it's everywhere. Artificial intelligence. I mean, they shorten it to make it more sound cooler now.
Sound cooler, yeah.
So AI, and AI is technology.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at, you have technology as a whole. We think of our computers, we think of our cell phones, tablets. Anything that helps us with automation. So automation, out of automation comes AI. So if we think about technology, even the cars we drive, you push a button in your car and you're able to talk on the phone while you're driving. You don't even need to hold your phone anymore.
Yeah.
Or the Walkman you put on your ear. So it's all part of technology.
Yeah.
So now when you bring technology, think of technology as the umbrella. But then you have automation, and then you have AI. Automation is like your notification. You have something on your calendar, and your calendar is notifying you that, oh, you have a scheduled meeting with Larry at 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
That's your automation system, which means that you have a set time. If this happens, then this is gonna happen. It's never gonna change as long as you have that very set of parameters. I don't want to use too much technical terms here, so just try to make it as simple, because I know that can throw people off.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so the automation part is, when at 3 o'clock in the morning, your alarm system will go off.
Yeah.
As long as you leave it, you program it to go off at 3 o'clock in the morning, it's gonna go off at 3 o'clock in the morning.
And then that one refer as automation.
Automation.
Okay, that has nothing to do with the AI.
AI, no.
Okay.
So now when you bring in AI, AI is, AI is like part of the system that would take your request and it'll generate a bunch of, this is like the inner part of AI. So AI it's a generative, it goes into details. If you go on ChatGPT and you put in, how can I drive better today? It'll give you a response. Put on your seatbelt, focus on the street, don't talk while you're driving. If you put in that same request again, it'll give you an extra guidelines to that as well. So it's creating as you speak, it's creating content for you as you continue to put the request in. I hope that's not too technical.
No. Okay. It's okay. Yeah.
Because that's where, with the buzz of AI, if you look on Facebook, Instagram, people push out the technical part of AI. You hear, oh, if you put this in, it'll do everything for you. And that's where people get really scared that, oh my God, then what am I gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
But there's a little more to that. And that's why there's good information and then there's not all the information.
Mm-hmm. So, this I know I've heard about different kinds of AI system. Is it just really? Can you name some of them? Common ones that
Oh,
people.
you mean like the tools?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
tools. Yeah,
So, like I said, chatbot, which is the
chatbot. Yeah, I think I use it sometimes.
okay,
Even I use
okay,
it. I don't use it to do anything. I use it just maybe I have some questions instead of using Google. Google search, I use
yeah,
that one. Then it helps me a lot.
yes,
It gives some information, and then sometimes I search with it and then search Google, just compare. And then normally I see a big difference.
yes.
Yeah.
And that's where the automation part and ChatGPT or AI is. Because if you go on Google and you put in a question, if you put in that question 5 times, it's gonna give you the same. It's gonna give you the same answer. If you go on ChatGPT and you give that same request 5 times, it's gonna give you 5 different responses.
So how that means how will someone rely on it? Because if I input in it for it to describe this bottle,
yeah,
and then it comes out with multiple answers, how am I going to rely on it to make sure that the answer I'm getting is
that's
right?
a good question because the thing about it is that the way it's programmed or the way it's built is that it gives you the best answer. We as humans, if somebody questions you today, gives you an interview,
Mhm.
and the next person gives you an interview,
The answers might be
there's gonna
different.
be there's gonna be some similarities, but it's gonna be different because once you answer the question for the very first time, after the interview, you're asking yourself, man, I forgot to leave this out. So you learn from that. And then when you go to the next interview, you remember that, hey, you know what? I need to add this. And then you see how your answers changes. Not that it changes where it's saying that this is blue and this is red. It's just giving you more information.
It's like more details.
Yes.
Is it how it's supposed to be?
And I just wanted so that I don't miss this part. That's why the word, when they say that you need to train your chatbot, that's exactly what that means.
That is question I was going to ask you because I've heard about it. Said you need to train it.
Yes.
How am I going to layman like me? How am I going to train it? Is it technical or is it something that you have to help or how does it work?
The thing about it is that if you write an essay, you have a style of how you write an essay. You start from my name or this and this, you put it in the chatbot. The chatbot is identifying your style. It's identifying your patterns of how you
ask questions and do things. Okay.
And so when you put that in the chatbot, there's a lot of time. I mean, over the years now, you can see that the chatbot has improved where it continues to ask you, do you want to do this? Do you want to add this to it? You can either say yes or you can say no. And if you say no, it'll release some more information. But it's always very important to read through what the chatbot releases for you so that you can proofread it, so that you make sure that, yeah, this is what I'm looking for. And if it gives you something different, you can go in and tell the chatbot that this is not what I asked. Here's what you can put in the question again and then re-ask the question. and then it'll come out, it'll tell you, is this okay? If it's not okay, you still continue. So that's how you're training the chatbot. Because if you want a particular information question answered with the way you want it to present to maybe a group of people, you would read something and say, "Ah, that doesn't make sense." You tell the chatbot, "Nah, that doesn't make sense to me. Can you, you know, there's different ways to ask the chatbot to do it again. You can say, "Could you redo this again?" It's just like talking to yourself. That's your somebody I read somewhere where somebody said it was it's your electronic it's you but it's electronic.
Electronic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think there was a name for it. I just can't remember. So
Wow. So, one question that many people, first of all, as a small business owner like me, how is it going to benefit me using AI? Or if I need help, how am I going to, apart from, say, writing my essay and then let it correct it, or maybe doing some research, right? What are some of the things as a small business owner will benefit from? Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the reason why the buzz of AI is so huge. Because years ago, let's just say before COVID, to start up a small business, you kind of had to go through a big company that will set up your equipment, and you have to use, you have Salesforce, Monday.com, which even Monday.com didn't even come as popular until later on. But with the with the with AI today, you're allowed to start a business very small and build on it
With the AI.
with the AI.
Okay.
So there's before there was just the ChatGPT that you use to write your ChatGPT can give you a guideline on what to start with. It'll give you suggestions. People sometimes don't take suggestions as is. They take it as that's what it's supposed to be, and they don't challenge it. So for small business, if you can take like there's some AI tools that is particularly for podcasts, and for podcasts you want to keep track of people tuning in, clicking on your channel on YouTube, or if you post something on Facebook or X or even on LinkedIn, AI those AI tools can help you track how many audience you're getting instead of waiting for somebody to click on a like, because sometimes you don't even know who's clicking.
Yeah. Sometimes even people don't click on it.
Yeah.
People don't click like, they watch it and then just go.
And so you see, AI can track that. I know LinkedIn has a built-in system like that, which they say is impression. So you can click on it, and those amount of people that are clicking on your videos, AI is able to recognize that. There's a system, CRM. I don't know if you use a CRM for your.
I think I had a note.
Yeah, and so you see a CRM it's kind of, you have a dashboard where it can record the amount of people clicking on
the particular product,
Yeah.
or coming to the website.
There's a lot of tools out there, and the thing about it is that they're not expensive, because if that's your business, if you're profiting from your business, then it's a really good idea to have those, because I think some of those tools are between $15 to $20 a month, and if it's something you're doing as, if it's your life work, might as well subscribe to it
Mm-hmm.
for a year, you know. And that's where AI tool is very powerful because of the cost. It's much more manageable. And not only that, if you're not even sure, there's always a free version that you can try out. Even there's a lot of these companies that will make you try it for maybe a month, 2 months, 3 months,
Just
and
to see how
to
it
see if
works.
it works for you. Because there's a lot of tools out there, and there's a lot of tools that do the same thing. So some are very intuitive, where when you open the dashboard or you open the site, you're able to find what you're looking for immediately
Mm.
instead of having to search here.
Mm.
And then you get frustrated, and then you go to YouTube, and then you can't find any YouTube video that is telling you exactly what you want
What
to
you are
find
looking,
out.
yeah.
And there's some webinars out there where these companies are giving, like, for beginners, advanced, medium, whatever questions you have, you can send it out. And so there's a lot of help, and that's what makes it different from what it used to be. And that's where, even for myself as well, as a solopreneur, you know, I'm able to track, because I do a lot of talking. And so for my public speaking, I'm improving on my public speaking. I get nervous for everything. So I get nervous
Yeah,
for
not you,
everything.
not you alone. Everybody, yeah, talking in front of people is sometimes. Some people do it easily, but
Mm-hmm.
others, become nervous before
Yeah.
you become used to it.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. I have one question before we break. My question is, um, like you said, you were working as a healthcare, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it?
Well, well, before I got laid off, I was a Scrum Master slash
Okay.
project manager.
Okay. So how can healthcare company implement AI into their system?
Good question, because even the
Because you being in this thing, I think someone might ask this question or
right,
something like.
correct. And from my experience, the department that I worked at, I can see a lot of areas where AI can work. So, just to be clear about, this is the reason why AI is very powerful, is the fact that it integrates with many different software. Um, like, especially for healthcare, you have like their laboratory information system. You know, it integrates very well, but the most critical part of AI is that you can plug it into different areas.
Areas.
You don't have to do the whole thing, because that's where healthcare organizations gets nervous. Their budget is limited. My whole life working in healthcare, hospitals, I worked in a private laboratory. It's always budget. The reason why I got laid off is because of budget. So because of that limited fund, and they always have to channel where they want to put most of their money, that's where AI becomes real powerful, because you can use AI to address maybe human resources. And then if you see, you can put a time of where you want to see the value of it. It's usually about 90 days. Nothing happens overnight. Let's just make that clear. So you can put 90 days, depending on how fast they respond and how good it's implemented. You can see even 60 minutes. I mean, because when you plug it very well, every health organization that you I would talk to, I have to get a really good sense of what is their pain point. What are they trying to accomplish? And then from there, we work with them. You know, the people that are there. Is it that let me let me just put for the laboratory too much manual too much manual work. Is there any way we can automate that? And that's another thing, because it might not be AI. It could be just simple automation. Because at the end of the day, you're trying to cut costs. So because everybody is screaming AI, everybody's screaming, doesn't mean that you have to put
You
AI
have to
in your
put
system.
it in your system. Okay.
Yeah, but AI does help. You know, you start off with automation where you can automate your work. Once you get that in place, then you can bring AI to scale up. You know, but it's always the first thing is that mindset that you know what, I'm committed. I need to do this. We need to do this. Who can I bring in to help? Yeah.
Okay, friends, we will be back.